when I look at our clients are unique. They serve multiple niche markets. They serve multiple products and capabilities throughout the world. So our job is to help bring those to life by enabling the payment infrastructure that allows them to connect their clients to their money.
Yeah, and a question for either or both of you gentlemen. What gap in the current marketplace, what was missing that you feel the relationship between Thredd and B4B can most uniquely address working together?
So one of the big ones that I think is important for a lot of the prospects and clients that we work with is effectively having a simplified vendor stack. So that's where, in terms of us doing the card issuance, working with Thredd, the processor as well. So being able to access one technology stack, simplifying the vendor process, but then also single API, like embedded finance use cases, I think it becomes really important for, and I think it helps drive speed to market and the flexibility as well. So that's probably one of the bigger ones in terms of and particularly when it comes to clients that we have where we're based in the UK, but we have clients across the UK, Europe, and the US, and the US is a big expansion priority for us as well. And I think being able to take the experience and the expertise that we have in the UK and Europe, bring that across to the US, where that includes not only the issuing the technology, the platform side of it, but compliance, how we actually run the programs as well, and being able to actually bring that across to the US is I think, important.
Yeah, I mean, most fintechs, every fintech, they're trying to figure out their own card-based solutions, their own card programming. What most excites both you gentlemen about where your technologies are right now to allow fintechs to be able to do exactly that?
Yeah, it's evolving, right? So for us, when we look at where the fintechs are moving today, it's really understanding their use cases, making sure that they tailor those use cases to each of the new markets they're entering into. And for us specifically, from a Thredd perspective, it's not focusing on the card as much, right? Everyone needs a multi-rail strategy. You need to have the ability to connect people to their money in multiple ways. So whether that is a card issuance platform, which is what Thredd offers, whether that's connecting to the local payment rails like ACH here in the US, which may be very different than a European client would typically understand and be familiar with. It's up to Thredd to kind of have that plumbing in place so that our clients can support any use case that they're looking to support.
Yeah, Luke, how about for you? Most exciting about where the underlying technology is today? And we're talking about emerging technologies, they seemingly change by the day.
Yeah, well, I think building on Ryan's previous point, I think what's more interesting for us right now is the ability to keep building on our API-first technology platform approach, where what we're trying to do is abstract away the complexity, but still provide optionality for clients that, like I said, that operate in multiple regions and countries. And so I think that's super important. There's a lot more work that we can do there. There's a lot more we can do to make that easier, particularly when it comes to the embedded finance use cases. And I think Ryan made some really good points around being able to serve a multitude of use cases. And so we have clients there that are demanding more optionality and more flexibility. And I think, again, it was another good point around the payment methods, the payment rails as well. And we have clients that might want to issue cards, and that could be under different funding models. They'll have payment needs as well. But again, to the previous point, that could be wanting to make payments in the UK, it could be faster payments, it could be SEPA payments in Europe, wanting to ACH FedWire here in the US as well. But again, where we can still add a lot of value when it comes to innovation pieces is trying to, it can get quite complex when we're looking at the actual domestic rail requirements just on the account-to-account payment side. So being able to provide some simplicity there, I think, is something that again, is really important. We've still got more work to do there. So that's one piece. I think the other piece is the way that the payment rails are evolving as well. And so I guess stablecoins and digital assets are a big one at the moment, but that's another one where, again, depending on the use case, we're seeing some interest from some clients that we work with. The Banking Circle group is also doing some work on that, and that can be cross-border use cases. There can be sort of dollar access use cases as well, when it might be, say, outside the US. And I think the ability to streamline treasury management as well. So when we are looking at more tokenization, it opens up a whole new set of use cases for clients that have very diverse needs on their own client needs, but then also what they're doing for internal treasury. And as they're going global, then being able to provide more flexibility is really interesting.
How are you both approaching the general regulatory landscape, and it's not just in one country. Here in the United States, through the lens of fintech, through the lens of the public markets, we hear so much about how the rules and regulations operating in the UK can be so much more difficult. The headwinds can be there much more front and center in the UK than here in the US. How do you navigate these challenges where you're not just trying to grow and expand in one market? Yeah. You two working together, your respective firms, you're trying to do this country after country. How difficult is that, knowing that the rules of the road can be so different from one place to another place?
100%, yeah. You need to have a framework. You need to have a playbook for how you approach these things. So the most important thing for us when we're working with our partners is understanding the use case, what type of products are they trying to bring to market, and with our compliance team and our legal team, we do a market analysis. We make sure that we understand the guardrails that need to be in place from a platform perspective to keep everyone on the right side of the law, right? And to your point, from one market to the next, it could be the exact same use case, but there's slight variances in the way the regulatory bodies in each market operate. So it's making sure that you have a platform that can be configured. It's not hard-coded to be very restrictive in how you apply those rules. You need to have a platform that's able to be configured in a way that allows our clients to passport from market to market, have a very similar use case, but really have those nuances kind of pre-packaged for them so that they do stay compliant with their use cases. So.